everybody, it's time to LOL. Listen out loud, that is. It's time for Anime Jam Session with DJ Ranma S, Mako-chan, and Ari Rockefeller.
Hey everyone, welcome to Anime Jam Session, episode number 521. We are that podcast that talks about anime, games, conventions, the fandom, geek stuff, and everything in between. I'm DJ Ranma S.
I'm Ari Rockefeller.
And I'm the WildSpice.
Oh my!
Ooh, a rare sighting.
And
Mako-chan
and Mako-chan is out tonight because she's currently packing for her big move and stuff like that. And we'll probably have some more information about that coming soon. And it looks like OBS wants to give me the middle finger again. Looks like everything is the sync is slightly off, so I'm going to have to play around with Premiere Pro tonight. That's going to be fun. Oh God, shoot me.
Ooh.
Anywho, enough about that. How is everybody doing tonight?
Good.
I missed my vacation.
I feel you on that. I truly do. Then again, since I started this new job, I don't get a vacation. You know?
For how long?
I think I have to be there for a while before I can go ahead and get that. So
It'll happen.
Yeah.
But knowing me, vacation is going to a con or something like that. But the reality of it all is that, you know, by the time vacation time rolls around, they're going to be like, yeah, you got to take it or lose it. And I'm totally going to forget and be like, oh.
Yeah. I feel you.
I mean, it kind of reminds me like that when I worked at Staples after our first year, and that my manager calls me and is like, "You need to take a week vacation, or else you're gonna lose it." So I think it was the last week of December, something like that. So it was kind of fun.
So you got New Year's off.
I think so. I think a friend of mine came to No, that was a different time. But no. I actually don't remember. It's been that long. Alright, so I don't know if I asked this, but how is everybody doing tonight?
Good.
You did. We're
okay.
We're still we're still good.
Yeah, you're good.
We're still good. Don't die.
No, it's just that I fill this thing with water up to a certain point. Sometimes I forget I put a little bit too much, so I gotta be careful of it not spilling all over the damn place, you know?
Yeah.
Definitely. So, anywho, we are live tonight, week of October 26, 2021, right here on Twitch TV. We're here live Tuesdays from 9 to 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. You can find us streaming here every Tuesday on Twitch at Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session. And we do have some new shows coming down the line that I am working on. I'm hoping that comes out to be pretty fun and pretty well. And don't forget, we're also part of the Voice of Geeks Network. You can find out more information for them at Twitch TV/VOG Network, where they kick things off on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. With the Bobby Blackwolf Show, followed by Orange Lounge Radio at 9. And you can find out more information about our network at vognetwork.com. Let's see, what else do we have here? Don't forget, check out our Discord, vognetwork.com/Discord. Come through there. All the shows that current, past, present, future are part of Voice of Geeks Network have their own channel, so come through, hang out, it will be fun. So yeah, so we'll go around the room real quick. I know for me and Ari will be pretty fast, so WildSpice will be taking up the bulk of this. So Ari, how was your week? How was your day?
Well, the obvious one is we had AAC to go to, which we're going to talk about.
True.
And last week was my vacation, where I did very little. And also I got paid today, and I got a nice fat paycheck from all the overtime I did last week.
That is nice.
Yeah.
Oh, and I swear I will tie back into this when we get to AAC.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, it'll make sense. So yeah, very simple and straight to the point.
All right.
All right, I'll go next because I know WildSpice has a lot to catch us up on. My number one child, you know. She is my number one child because she doesn't give me agita, and that's what kids should never do to their parents, you know, give them agita. So my weekend day was similar to Ari's, you know, except that I worked and then we went up to AAC, and we're going to talk about that later on in tonight's show. Again, I apologize, you know, for everything being slightly out of sync. I don't know what happened. I thought I gotten everything working, but you know, post edit I should have everything back in proper sync. So you know, this is actually I have a feeling it might be the graphics driver. I don't know. Well, it's neither here nor there. As long as y'all are having a great time, chilling out and participating with us, that's all that matters. So, enough about
technology.
Yes, and this is my job, so you know. Well, actually, my job is to fix, but not really mess around with the audio, video stuff. But you know. Anywho, I'm going to kick things over to WildSpice. How was your week? How was your day? Love the new studio. Love the new glasses. Fill us in on what the hell we have missed in like the last, I don't know, 6 months? Or how far back you want to go?
It's been 84 years.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
That's the reference you go with.
I can still smell the fresh, hot glue gun.
Oh, good lord.
Well, to be fair, you've probably been using it so long that it probably just killed your sense of smell. You might want to look into that.
Yeah, let's see what's going on here. I have moved across the bridge, so not super far. I have a new setup, as you can tell. And I won a computer on Twitter, so that happened. So we got a nice little upgrade to the stream setup, so that's really awesome. I still can't believe I won a computer.
That makes two of us.
The company was Meta PCs, so you should check them out. They're really awesome. The computer they did a really great job with. It lights up and everything. It's really awesome.
Ooh, RGB. I love me some RGB.
Yeah, if you go to my if you go to my Twitch channel, I shouted out myself. If you go, I have the specs in one of my panels. So yeah.
Okay.
But I love it. It's really awesome. It was well needed. But yeah. Other than that, just been busy working. Doing online con things, getting ready to get back into the swing of cons come MagFest. Sadly, was not able to get a room in the MagFest hotel room Hunger Games.
You know, I have to say this. There's a meme of everyone trying to get a hotel room for MagFest. And then there should be a picture, and there's a picture of me chilling on the porch. Me not caring about it.
Well, a lot more Squid Game references have been made to it. I imagine.
Oh, I know.
Although you still have to throw out the occasional eliminated, you know, just to keep some kind of levity.
Yeah. So, we already had a room. I got a room through Booking.com. Sadly, it is full price, but we do have a friend that did get a room in the Gaylord. So now it's just being torn up. Do we want to have space or do we want to be squished and pay less? So we're trying to figure that out.
Honestly, it's like I said, you know, it's cheaper and faster for me to stay across the street at
That's where the room is. We have the Hampton Inn across the street.
Yeah, they go up and down and yeah,
Yeah.
Let's hope it's not too cold over there.
Yeah. Yeah, so we have we have a regular room at the Hampton Inn for MagFest, but then like I said, we had two friends that got a room at the Gaylord. So
right.
Since it's just those two in that room, we're debating, do we all move into that Gaylord room or do we all move into the Hampton Inn room? So we'll see.
Well, the question is, how many people are in the room? How many people going to be, you know?
6.
Is it a big room?
Yeah, Hampton Inn's the 2 queen beds and the sofa bed.
Oh, nice. So it shouldn't be too hard up for space.
Yeah,
like,
right.
People wouldn't be sleeping on the floor, bathtub, on one of the counters, whatever.
too old for that.
You see 10 in the room and you wonder why somebody's hanging from the ceiling in a hammock made of duct tape. That's the only place left to sleep. And it's so comfy up there, too.
Listen, I've been saying, I max it at 5. One person gets on the floor. One Zenkai, I stayed with a friend on a Thursday night. I'm like, okay, I'll save a few bucks. She had like 8 people in that room. I said, nope, I am not doing that shit. Nope, absolutely not.
Yeah, it's too old.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Need room.
Look, let me tell you something. If you are in your 30s going to conventions, you are too old to be having more than 4 people in a room, 5 tops. Seriously. By that time, you should have a semi-decent job where you can afford this. And if you don't, I seriously suggest that you cut down on the number of conventions that you go to, or you volunteer. Or staff or something like that. Seriously.
Yeah, your priorities are way out of whack.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And because of like COVID, my room is locked at 4. That's it. Absolutely not. I will not have anybody sleep on no floor. No, I'm not having that.
Right.
So enough about that. We're gonna get into housekeeping. Let's see. Let me give y'all some awesome updates. We have upcoming conventions. DerpyCon, October 29th to 31st. The Unconvention, November 12th to the 14th. Anime NYC, November 19th to the 21st. And ZenkaiCon, March 25th to the 22nd, 2022. And just so you know, this is a tentative list of conventions that we are attending. Things can change at the last minute based on staff availability, COVID, local laws in regards to COVID-19 as well. So, there you go with that. I don't know why I minimized this. I need to bring this back up. Don't forget, you can check out prior episodes of Anime Jam Session on YouTube. YouTube.com/Anime Jam Session. There is a playlist called Podcast VODs. Click on that and you'll see all of our prior episodes going back to the beginning of 2021. So definitely check them out. It's perfect if you miss an episode from a couple of weeks back that's no longer available on Twitch. But if you want to check something out, and go for it, enjoy that. And don't forget to support the VOG Network Pro Shop at vognetwork.com/shop, where they have some cool merch. Purchasing of that merch supports the Voice of Geeks Network and allows them to keep going. And I know I've been saying this for the last several weeks. We will have something in the shop there, too, to help support us and them. So I just need to actually get around to doing so. All right. Click again. There we go. My Surface 3 here. Sometimes I forget how much pressure I need to put on it, since it's not like leaning up against a wall or anything. It's just sitting in like an easel mode on top of my printer, so sometimes I don't think I'm pressing hard enough. So, you know, that's why you see me going tap, 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 tap to make it go higher. So now we're going to talk about Geek Roundtable. This is the part of the show where we talk more about our geekier aspects of the week and cool geek stuff we have done and we want to share. So, what you got, Ari?
Okay, well, you know how I said at the convention, like, I was at a panel, it was kind of sort of based on a It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia skit? Right. Well, about halfway through, when it got reduced to total bedlam and people were, tearing through boxes of props and quote-unquote prizes and whatnot, I ended up getting beamed with one of these.
I heard that is good.
Not directly, but it, bounced off one contestant, and I just, got it up like that. So I just decided, you know what, fuck it, I'm keeping this thing. And that's what this is right here. It's actually pretty good. I mean, I'm not sure if they still make this stuff or whatever, but...
It's fairly new, so trust me, they do.
Oh, well, I am so glad I got this in under the wire.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it hasn't made me sick yet, so... it's not that bad. I mean, when I was, stirring it, a little seasoning packet in, all I could smell was freaking Cheeto dust.
Oh,
that
really?
Put me off a little bit.
Good old Cheeto dust.
Well, at least you weren't snorting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that.
All right, now I'm looking at the stream, and it looks like my camera is out of sync. So I'm like, what the hell is going on here? So,
Womp womp.
I can't win tonight.
Technology.
I know. I may have to start doing fresh restarts of my machine before we go live or something. But I will say, I meant to throw into our weekend day, that Friday I am getting my internet upgraded. I will have gigabit internet courtesy of Verizon. The downside is my bill goes up by $18. Originally, it goes up by $3, for gigabit internet, but they're coming to install a new network adapter for free.
Okay.
And the remaining $15 is because I want to keep HBO Max.
Gotcha.
The funny thing is, I had it for free from the beginning of having Fios to now. And the thing is, I did not want to change my plan or anything because I would lose that. But at the same time, I'm like, if I change for a cheaper TV lineup, it might come out to be cheaper. I even said I was going to switch to Optimum, but then I realized the upload speeds are horrendous because they're still on cable, So I will lose Showtime, which is okay, because I would only be watching it for one show, and that is Dexter. And I can wait until all 10 episodes drop, and then, sign up for a month of Showtime and just watch it and then just turn it off, so.
I watch very little TV as it is. I just have the Verizon for the internet access.
Okay.
Because the bastards are charging me more for the internet access alone.
Makes sense. The thing is that even when I wasn't working, I wasn't watching as much TV as I should. I was busy gaming and watching anime. And there were some shows on the DVR I would watch and catch up with. It's starting to get to where I'm going to only DVR certain shows and then just watch the rest of them on demand because I have access to all of them. So,
Right.
I mean, hell, I had over 50-something episodes of Bar Rescue sitting on the DVR. Can you tell the last time I actually watched Bar Rescue? So, same thing with Restaurant Impossible, but it was the last season, which wasn't that many episodes, but All right, WildSpice, what do you got working on?
I got this little critter.
You got a Raichu.
I did. When my husband and I went out to Bethlehem last month, we went out for a weekend.
Yeah.
They had it in the candy shop we went to, which is called Grandpa Joe's. It's really good if you're ever in Bethlehem. But they had one of these left, and when I got it, the cashier, she's like, "Oh, I'm so jealous. I was gonna snag that after work today. You got the last one." So yes, I got a Raichu.
You snooze, you lose.
Yep, he's my fave. Gotta have Raichu.
Well, for my Geek Roundtable, basically, I am caught up with Love Live Superstar, and the ending I was kind of expecting. I just wasn't expecting Kanan to react the way she did, and I'll just leave it at that for those of you who have not watched. I've been starting to catch up with a little bit of television, for the most part. I've been playing through Metroid Dread. I'm at a part where I have to fight one of these bosses. I've watched a video on how to beat the boss. I still can't do it, so I'm going to try to give it another crack again tonight before going to bed. And I also want to show off this awesome AAC t-shirt that I have. Let me roll back a little so you can check it out. Normally, I don't buy t-shirts at conventions. I generally will buy nothing, really. Maybe a lanyard, maybe a shot glass or something. But AAC is one of those conventions that, I really enjoyed, so I decided to get a shirt. I used to be that person where I would get a shirt every year for a con, but I don't do that anymore. I think that I'm just going to be like, I'll just buy one shirt, even if I keep attending that con year after year. One shirt's fine. That's all I need. Plus, I'm running out of space for my Geek shirts. I am so glad I bought this new bed from IKEA back in May. The bottom shelf, which was all my cosplay clothing and accessories, I moved it to one of the drawers over here, and I still have plenty of space. So now I have more space down there for my Geek shirts. They're not jam-packed down. I can see, it makes it easier for me to start and go through things. It's just so much easier that way.
Cosplay and propane accessories.
This is a charcoal house, damn it.
I had to.
I know you did. You get that comedic side from your mother.
Blah.
And for those of you who are new to the show, let me give you a quick rundown before we get into tonight's convention report. Me and WildSpice have been longtime friends for at least, 15 years? Maybe longer?
A long time, yes.
So one day, I don't remember which cosplay came first, but no, I think you did Diana first.
No. Marlene.
Yeah, all right. You did Marlene first to my Barrett. I don't even think you did it to my Barrett. I think it was just pure coincidence.
Yeah, it was a coincidence.
Yeah.
Like, there you go.
And I think the following year was also a pure coincidence when I did Human Artemis and you did Human Diana.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe like that following year. No. The following year that was planned. That was planned because you gave me a Father's Day card that I cannot find. Or you said you were, but you totally forgot. But it was okay. But from that point on, I've called WildSpice the daughter I always wanted. So that's why we banter like that. So.
Yay! No, I'm kidding.
Oh, gee, thanks. Just for that, I'm converting your old bedroom into a man cave, okay?
Well, all right.
Uh,
A man cave.
I mean, Ari, come on. I mean, it's a man cave now. We got a big old fridge full of beer. Just saying. All right. Now that we got that out of the way, we are going to talk AAC, another anime convention. Let me give you a quick rundown. As it was told to me, AAC was created by former disgruntled Anime Boston staffers. And for those who have been going to Anime Boston since year one, would understand. I stopped going...
So in other words, former Anime Boston staffers.
Yeah. I haven't attended that con in 6 years, and I'm perfectly okay with that. But, a friend or an associate told me about this convention. I took the bus up there, and I had a great time and caught a ride back. And from that point on, I've been telling Ari about it. So we've been going up there for like the last 6 years, give or take. 1 year I didn't attend because one of our own staffers, Koi, she got married that weekend, and I had an invite to her wedding. So I decided... As a promise, I went to her wedding, and I said I will be back the following year. Skipped Anime NYC for it, and I think it was worth it. Unfortunately, that was the year that it was a massive snowstorm, so yeah.
Womp womp.
But I will say, AAC reminds me of the old school conventions back in the day. And I'm talking like early 2000s, 2010s, of how chill conventions were. The fact that there wasn't 2 raves over the convention weekend. There was actually a little bit more 21 plus stuff happening. It was overall a very good time. Hold on for a second. My phone has been pinging me for the last half hour to take my medication.
Yeah.
What my phone doesn't realize is I took my medication 15 minutes before the show. But
good job, phone.
And it's ignoring you when you clear out the thing, right?
No, I just totally forgot about it. It's just that I have it set for a particular time every single day, and I can't do like, one day a different time and so on and so forth.
Gotcha.
It's gotten to the point where I know the time to take my meds, so I just take it. Like in the morning, I take it as soon as I get up, as opposed to like 10:30, because I'm not bringing meds to work. All right. So now, like I said, me and Ari, we went to this convention, and WildSpice here is to ask us questions about the convention, and hopefully she'll be somewhat creative and see how well we answer. So, as we talk about each day, just feel free to like raise your hand or say something and throw a question out there, and we'll answer it. So,
okay.
Right. So, I will do the summary about the trip up there. The main issue with our trip going up to Massachusetts was the fact that we were stuck in New York City traffic for about an hour and some change going up there. And this was 12 o'clock in the afternoon. That was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, apparently that doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't.
Time of day?
No. Now, we got there Thursday, day 0. We are here at Anime Jam Session. We have like a house rule of if it takes more than 2 to 3 hours to get to the convention, we'll go up the day before, like day 0. That way we have time to unpack, relax, rest, and so forth, Now, day 0 was very chill. It was very quiet. There wasn't a lot of people there. So this gave us a good opportunity to, like, kind of see what was out there for food, how far we have to travel for it. What was great was there was a shopping plaza next to the hotel. So you had a poke shop, you had a smoothie, a kai bowl place. The next block over was a supermarket. There was a Five Guys. It was good,
And a Panera.
Yeah, and a Panera Bread.
As well as other, sit-down restaurants up and down the way.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. And you know how it is. Generally, it's like you'll always go to the closest place for food right off the bat. Unless you have to schlep for it, that's when you call it in and have it delivered. So, day 0 was kind of quiet. I was planning to do a photo shoot with some friends because they were doing Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, but I think one of them, their cosplay didn't come together at the last minute, so that didn't happen. So, it was good. It was all good. Nothing to worry about for that. Now, I was kind of wondering how it was going to be for this weekend, because since cons are more or less is happening during the pandemic, I know a lot of people are not attending, and rightfully so. But I keep hearing that a lot of people aren't going. People are telling me the con is quiet. Like, people were telling me it was practically empty at Otakon, even though they got 26,000 people the whole weekend.
That doesn't really sound like empty.
But it's like...
Even if it is Otakon.
I would say it's more like MagFest empty, because MagFest gets about 30,000 people. And when you're at MagFest, sometimes you can't tell it's that many people because it's so spread out.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, that was basically Thursday. Ari, your Thursday?
About the same thing. I mean, there was no real rush to pack or whatever because, again, vacation. So I just packed everything in the half hour or so before I left. And that's it. I got breakfast on the way up. When I gassed up my car, the Wawas had this promotion, like 15 cents off when you use the app. And I fucked up the first time because I thought you actually had to put money on your card or whatever to pay with it like that. But Thursday you didn't. But at least I didn't. And you just had to pay cash. No big deal, but it saved some money because I just filled up today and I could do everything on the app without even opening the window.
Well, that's good.
Nice.
All right, now Friday.
So drive up the turnpike, go through Staten Island. Traffic is what it is, a mess. And I'm like, okay, which one is it? Which one? Okay, I get to your house. You're not there yet, and I just it's like driving around the block one or two times waiting for you, and I had to pick that day to that time to come up because they were sweeping the streets and there was dust everywhere, and I had just ran my car through the wash a day or two before.
Whoops.
But yeah, we get everything packed up. We head up. We go through New York. We head up, and usual trip up to New England for a convention stuff. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Mm-hmm.
Although we did see a number of people that were in ditches and or flipped upside down.
Yeah.
Oh, yikes.
Which I don't know what they were doing, but I'm fairly certain, people just watching that were causing some of the traffic.
Basically. So Friday. Now, what I generally do is I just walk around. I generally spend all 3 days just doing cosplay photography, forgetting to check out other panels and so forth. Because sometimes there are conventions that are so huge that, as a cosplay photographer, much as I want to enjoy the convention and check out other stuff, that kind of stays to the back. But one thing I like about AAC is that you get an ample amount of people where you'll have time to get the cosplayers on to take their picture. You'll have time to check out the panels and won't feel bad about missing somebody. This year was no exception. I got some really great cosplay photos on Friday. I think I got maybe 90% of the cosplayers that day. But I was also able to check out a panel on Friday. Let me pull up AAC's website because I believe the panel. I believe the schedule is still up. Yep, yes it is.
The Twitch Tech Talk.
Yes.
Panel. Yeah, I was at that one too.
Yeah. So me and Ari went to the Twitch Tech Talk panel with Kyle McCarley. It was basically a Twitch 101 panel on how to set up your account, how to connect to the internet to stream, how to do basic layouts and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Now, as we all know, sometimes if you watch your favorite Twitch streamers, they have like really fancy overlays and scenes and stuff like that.
Yeah. This
is the base on how to get the bare necessity set up before you go out and do that. And I will say a couple things I've had trouble with is overlaying the audio. Like, I believe one episode a while back, I had OBS play our outro, but the audio was echoed, and I couldn't figure out what was doing it. And from going to that panel, I figured out what the problem was. I had to mute the other output, and it would have worked. So now I know that for future reference, that will make my panel, my streaming a little bit more streamlined. Because I'm a type of person where as soon as the scene comes up, I want everything to do as it's told. I want to lightly touch my mixer here, maybe run something in the background. That's it. I don't want to do multiple things, Even though you can have a stream deck to do that, I just like to just minimize a lot of it and have automation do what it has to do. So I found that very informative for me. Another tradition at AAC is the cosplay deathmatch. Basically, two characters go up on stage. The audience votes who should win, who they like better. Whoever wins that, it goes into a mock battle where the winner defeats the loser. There's a couple of videos of that up on our YouTube page from prior years, and it was fun. But one of the things I didn't like about cosplayer deathmatch, or is that what they call it? Cosplay deathmatch? It runs too long.
Really?
Yeah.
How long? What? How long did it go for?
I think the last couple ones went for like 3 hours.
Because I was 3 hours, damn. Because I was only long enough to set up the camera and wait for you to get in. I only saw like 1 or 2 fights.
Yeah,
I only saw like 2 first round events.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think this one ran about 90 minutes to 2 hours tops. They had it earmarked for basically 2 hours. But I feel like, all right, I don't want to say that. I think it ran for about 90 minutes, give or take. I'll have to go back and check the footage, but it ran a lot quicker and it was a lot more fun. And Miss Frizzle won the deathmatch.
Ha! Nice.
Yeah, on my way out, I saw the first Frizzle fight, and yeah, like she was getting major applause and whatnot.
Yes.
And I'm just thinking to myself, wow, Miss Frizzle's really popular. She's gonna make a killing in this tournament.
Seatbelts, everyone.
Carlos.
I will give an honorable mention to the cosplayer that did Jackie Chan. He cosplayed Jackie Chan from Jackie Chan Adventures. So
yes.
that
nice.
Yeah, that was kind of fun.
Yeah, that sounds like that was fun.
Now, overall, I would have to say that to me, Friday night felt like day zero at a con. You know, when a few people show up and they have their photo shoots and whatever, and that's basically is it. That's how it felt. But on the plus side, it allowed me to be very sociable to people, because this is something I've always discussed when doing convention reviews. When I'm walking around with my camera, I'm more like in a focused mode of wanting to take your picture, we'll have like small talk, hand you my card, and that's it. Anything else goes over my head. Like if you're, I don't know, flirting with me or bring up some other cool stuff, it's just, my mind just kind of goes, so many apologies about that. It's just I try to get into sort of like a professional mindset, yeah. And as Sia DeBerry says in response to the cosplay deathmatch, I mean, she would. Yes, in one of the battles, she actually hit somebody with the bus.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Yeah, she had.
I saw the prop she was carrying. It was like a big cutout of a bus, like held up like a little like straps on the back of it, like a shield.
Mm-hmm.
I was half tempted to ask her if she did the Sahuaru, kind of drop on him. Like it was like rola. You know what I mean?
You know what's funny? I can actually picture Ms. Frizzle acting like Dio like that. I can just picture that.
Like she shouts, "Seatbelts, everyone!" and then you get hit by a bus.
Yep, sounds about right.
Miss Frizzle's Bizarre Adventure.
Ha.
So overall, Friday night was really good. One thing I do want to mention. The hotel, it did not feel like a traditional con hotel, like a traditional hotel. WildSpice, you could probably relate to this.
Okay.
In a way. The hotel was basically, it's the type of hotel you would go for your prom or a wedding.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't even have like tap cards for the door. They actually had old school keys to hand you, for you to get in and out of your house.
Okay, cool.
Big heavy brassel things, like when you dropped them, like clattered really loud and the whole room heard you.
Yep.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
And what was funny was when you left, 9 times out of 10 the door wouldn't close all the way.
How lovely.
So in a way, it was a blessing in disguise to get back in the room. So
that's great.
Hold on, I'm going to take a little break. Ari, tell us about your Friday.
It's a lot of the same stuff, but I was doing a lot more panel-related things. Because everything nothing started before 1 p.m. Any of the panels or whatnot. Mm-hmm. So I just putzed around, explored the place. It like Rama said, the the hotel was like a bed and breakfast combined with a South Jersey Shore style motel.
Okay.
Like the ones with, like, the gaudy colors and like
yes
themes to them. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But it was really nice. It was really nice.
That's good.
And I don't take nearly as many photos as Ranma does. Like, I didn't even bring my camera with me because I was just going to gauge. Okay, let's see how like this is the first convention back after the plague hit. So
after the plague, yep.
Yeah, so let's see how things go.
Oh,
so
yeah, for sure.
I caught a bunch of them on my phone, but even then, it's only like cosplayers of things I don't usually see, or like fandoms that I'm into. They're admittedly kind of niche. Like, I saw a Marinette cosplayer, and it turns out she was visiting someone else in the room in our room, and I'm like, oh wow, I love the cosplay, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Like, don't know who else had heard of Miraculous, but whatever. I also did hit the pool there, which it was nice, and it was kind of like a at least partially saltwater pool.
Oh, that's cool.
Which it was nice and all, but it took a little extra effort to scrub the scent of salt and chlorine out of my hair and beard.
Oof.
Gotcha.
I mean, I don't have as much hair as I used to before that, but it still sucks having to do.
Gotcha.
And Rama, you may remember the chats I was telling you about in shut up, phone. The 18 plus match game, which was like they had like maybe one guest and a bunch of other like big higher grade panelists there, including one of the hypnotist guy.
Yeah.
And most of it was basically a chance for the contestants and the panelists to rip on the host continuously.
I think it's a long-standing tradition to rip on the host, which is, I think it's Matt McKenna, the guy who runs...
That's the name.
Yeah, he runs all the games at AAC, so...
And I had this... I had relayed this to you, but I was afraid to type it out because, like, I don't know how he's going to react, but one of the questions was, like something about, like, I'll never forget when my father told me blank, and it was, some kind of advice or whatever, and the one other black guy was on the panel, he goes, well, as a black man, I don't really know much about my father, so I left my answer blank. I'm just like...
I mean...
And then he dropped the mic and walked off the stage.
I mean, he's not wrong.
I know he's not wrong, but it's... I don't even remember who won after that, because, like, how do you top that?
You don't, especially when he goes, well, my daddy went to get milk. How long ago was that? 20 years ago.
Yeah, when I saw the wall of laugh cry emojis, I'm like, okay, this wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. But yeah, I spent a lot of free time in between panels and whatnot, checking out the game room. It was like a handful of TVs set up. Most of them had Smash Ultimate on it, and there was a full rock band. Yeah. Oh yeah, he was on there too. Like, they just got all the DLC and whatnot. And at the far end of the room was a full rock band setup.
I saw that. Nice. There was a song on there I saw. I was like, when did I hit rock band, And as Cedar Berry says, I saw Molly Flanagan do a similar game as Danny Bonaducci. It was hilarious. I would have paid to see that.
Yeah, and then they also, like, there was also Nightwish songs on Rock Band. I'm like, woo! I was singing it, like, from the other end of the room, singing Amaranth from the other end of the room while getting my ass beat in Smash Brothers.
Now, one thing, I didn't really mention this, because I didn't stick around for it all the way through. It was the AAC Who's Anime Is It Anyway 18 Plus edition. I
that
think
was on
yeah, that was Friday night.
Yeah.
I only stuck around for that for about maybe 5-10 minutes because, you know, someone I met there who is now a awesome Facebook friend was a part of that. And I guess it just started out so broken that, you know, I left to go do other things, you know. One thing is, if something is not interest to, I'll just walk around and leave. It's like when I'm doing cosplay photography, if I'm talking to somebody, unless I'm having a good time talking to them, I'm just like, I get that itch like to keep walking and do more photos, you know? So.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And, you know, like the parking situation was also good. I forgot to mention. Like, I would, you know, go get in my car and, like, you know, check out, you know, whatever was down the road, like a couple blocks to get food or whatever. And almost always I was back in the same spot where I left. So that was really convenient.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was this place nearby called Paul's Diner where I got breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
The breakfast was okay, but the staff were a little standoffish and apprehensive towards me. I was like, I won't be back here.
And as Gina Brick 1 asks, Sailor Moon cosplayers, actually...
Oh, plenty of them.
No, there wasn't. There was only one.
Wow.
Oh, really?
There was...
I saw more than that.
No, actually there was two. One person was running around as Sailor Moon, and the other person was running around as Usagi Tsukino. This was basically Demon Slayer Con, okay?
Yeah,
Demon Slayer's pretty popular.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised I didn't see a lot of Genshin Impact. I did see a couple of people from Kakegurui, but I saw, believe it or not, a bunch of panty and stocking cosplay, and that surprised the hell out of me. And I'm glad I did pack Garter Belt as a you know, as a casual cosplay to wear.
That's good.
Yep. Now let's go.
No, I was gonna ask, like, because it was your first convention back, pre-apocalypse or post-apocalypse.
Oh, wait, hold up.
First convention during plague time.
Wait, hold up. Before you ask that question, JJ McCheese says in our chat that there was a Mars in the dating game. I forgot. My apologies. There was a Sailor Mars
he was
cosplayer.
Pretty cool.
Say what?
Yeah, he was pretty cool.
Very, you know, he was very chill. You know, I actually think he rocked the heels better than most of the girls I know who cosplay Mars. All right, but WildSpice, what was your question?
My question was, with it being your first convention back post plague times, how did you feel attending a convention?
I was
great.
Yeah, I will say this. The way they handled it, PoochieCon needs to sit down and read their playbook and redo that god-awful convention. At first, I was kind of apprehensive about, you know, the COVID restrictions that they had on the website. They were following along what the state was doing. And I think it was like, they weren't really going to tell you to wear a mask or something like that. I don't remember. But when I got there to the con, everybody had to wear a mask. I was told the story, you know, one guy was being a dick about wearing a mask, so security came down, had a nice chat with him, and he's wearing a mask. Now, one thing that I did was I walked around all day wearing a normal medical mask because, like most of us geeks, we have cool geek masks. And understand, those masks are made of a fabric that is regular fabric that's heavier than your traditional throwaway mask. Honestly,
that reminds me. The Sailor Mars cosplayer had on the face mask with Sailor Mars wearing a face mask.
Sailor Mars maskception.
Yes, that's awesome.
Now, if I had worn my geeky mask the whole weekend, I would have been beyond tired because when you wear a mask like that, it adjusts your breathing, you know. And it makes you a little bit more tired. Wearing a regular paper mask, like disposable mask, not so much. So that's what I did. Throughout the whole weekend, I bought a stack of masks and put them on and just been like, that would have been worked out. That would work so much better for me. So And I like that. I like the fact that people walk you around with masks. In the rooms, if you're hanging out, you didn't have them on, you know, which is understandable and I get. Which is why I will be going out probably tomorrow and getting tested just to cover my ass, because you never know. So.
And I made do with my neck gaiter, which worked pretty well, except that when it sweat, it just made everything smell like ammonia.
Mm-hmm.
Which
you should have borrowed. You should have taken one of my disposables.
Yeah, I should have, but yeah, well, it didn't bother me after a while.
Gotcha.
I had another question in regards to that too. Mm-hmm. I'm asking because I'm pretty sure there are people watching who haven't gone back to convention yet, so that's why I'm asking.
Yes.
So I guess what was my question? I'm blanking now. I guess what would you say to somebody who's getting ready to go back to conventions post-plague times? Because I know a lot of us are holding off until 2022 and then just going back in 2022. But what's your takeaway for people getting ready to go back to cons?
The mask mandate isn't nearly as bad as the naysayers are making it out to be. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that difficult. I mean, people do coordinate it with their cosplays, obviously. But if you decide to make a stink about it, get in people's face and whatnot, you will be the one that the entire community and, by extension, the internet are pointing and laughing at. So, just putting that out there. And I'm presuming that these people have a sense of shame. Because if they didn't, then they wouldn't care about that.
Now, my take is the same as it's always been previously. Like I have said, during the pandemic, once I was vaccinated, I traveled and visited friends. What did I do when I was hanging out with my friends? Stayed in their house mostly. If I went out anywhere, it was with them or their immediate family. We went somewhere, put the masks on, and came back, and that was it. And I still went out and got tested regardless. That's what I did. If you're going to go to a convention, of course, bring a mask. And you don't have to make like a cool matching mask with your cosplay. A regular disposable mask is fine. If you're vaccinated, I would say, if you want to take your mask off for the photo, do it because the photographer is going to be a few feet away. But remember, at the end, few days after the event, go get tested. But if you're watching how this plays out and you're still not sure about going to a con, then don't go. Your health is more important than anybody else. But you're also going to be saying, if your health is so important, why are you going to a convention? Well, the cons are happening because of the rules and regulations of COVID, and that's basically the long and short of it. 99%.
And these places do, lose their leases and whatnot if they they just abruptly cancel it for whatever reason. 99 to
100% of the people going are vaccinated. So it's just a check. It's a test. Yes, there's been a couple of cons where there have been COVID cases. Not for the most part, it's come back negative. That's like maybe 3 or 4 out of like the 20 plus conventions that's been happening. So overall, I feel that it's safe to go to small conventions, not large ones, small ones. The largest one I will be attending this year is Anime NYC, and even then, because it's going to be massive in the Javits Center, everything's going to be so spread out, it won't be that bad. Small conventions are a go, medium, maybe, large, not so much. Go based on how you feel, and if you're not feeling it, then don't go. Wait till the next con rolls around. It'll still be fun. Yeah, and that's all I got to say about that. Hopefully that should answer your question.
That was my question, and I hope that was helpful for people. That's why I asked.
Sweet. All right. Now I know you mentioned earlier that you would have to leave in a few. Are you still sticking on for a few more minutes, or are you going to head on out?
I can stick around for another like 5 minutes or so. Then I do have to head out.
All right, understand.
Because adulting.
No, I totally get that. Yeah, it's no problem. All right, so Saturday is when I did the bulk of my shows. I mean, panels. Like, I went to the Idol Showcase, and basically, Idol Showcase is a bunch of Love Live cosplayers or Love Live cosplay troops or idol groups performing here. This is the end results of various masquerades at different conventions over the years, where the masquerade is at least 50% idol groups, and they're like, yeah, we can't have this. Give them their own separate spot. So that's basically what that was. I believe there was about 7 or 8 groups and performers. I'm on my phone because the person that's handling this sent me a message over Instagram letting me know what was going on and who was part of this. So let's see. I believe it was hosted by a group called Sora Idols. So you had Sora Idols performing music start. You had they also did a song later on during the show called Tiny Stars. Spunchy Cosplays did Amoyo Hitsui ni Nare. Sora Idols also did Susume Tomorrow. Yet one solo artist doing Doki Pipo Star Emotion. Another idol group, Susume Paradise, did Saku wa Ukiyo no Kimi Hanabi. It was fun. I really enjoyed it. One thing is, I would like to see idol groups do something outside, like maybe an American song or a pop song or a rock song, something like that. Something different, I'd like to see that, so, But overall, that was fun. I did record that, and that will be up on our website, up on YouTube later this week, going into next week. Because remember, I am working a normal 9 to 6 job, so it's going to be a bit of time for me to get everything up. After that, I went back to a panel hosted by Kyle McCarley. It was called The Irregular Retro Gaming Gauntlet Celebrity Edition. So basically, it was him and other voice actors playing these odd games we have never heard of. Each voice actor they would pick somebody from the audience. So if the voice actor or actress won the Irregular Gauntlet, that person would get a prize. In the end, I believe everybody got a prize, which was great. But Kyle did one thing that I thought that was just the lowest of the low. But I loved it. I can't hate on it because I would have done the same thing.
What was it?
Yeah, what?
He had one of the voice actors playing E.T. for Atari 2600.
Ouch.
Yes.
Jesus Christ. What the fuck did he do to make him so mad?
None. He was just being evil. I mean, after all, it is called let me pull it back up. The Irregular Retro Gaming Gauntlet, but it was the Celebrity Edition.
Oh yeah, the game that almost killed the industry.
Then later that night, I went to the Craftsmanship Runway Show and Awards. This was basically their masquerade. I believe there was about 10 people doing a catwalk who entered Craftsmanship Cosplay, and there were 3 skits. These skits were not done on stage, but they were submitted via video. Like if you saw WCS, where everybody's entry was done on video, that's basically what that was. Or if you saw Crunchyroll's Expo, where everybody submitted their skit via digital media, that's basically what that was. And I thought it was cool, and it was great. Yeah, there was some real talented cosplayers up there doing the catwalk, showing off their craftsmanship skills. And then the last panel of the night I went over to was AAC's Next Top Idol. It's not like Idol Showcase. Basically, it was a Love Live group. I think it was Susume Paradise hosting a series of mini games. So there was one victor, and that one victor was Vegeta, smack talking from start to finish.
So the guy stayed in character the whole time.
Yeah, and you'll probably, and I recorded this as well, you'll hear me in the background running my mouth on him as well. So it was like one of let's see, one of the events was walking across the room with a tennis ball between your knees and dropping it into a bucket. You had to do that within 45 seconds. Another one was picking up a grain of rice with the chopstick and putting it in a bowl, you know. Another one was like a 3D puzzle you have to reassemble and figure it out, you know. And there was another one, but I can't remember what that was off the top of my head. Yeah. And as Fluffy Bird goes, the cheater. Well, to be fair, I think Vegeta wasn't the only person cheating in the game. To be perfectly fair, the bulk of the people doing the tennis ball part, they had the tennis ball like in their thigh. It was above the knee. So you had that going on too. And again, I did go spend the rest of the time either relaxing or taking more cosplay photos. And I just enjoyed the fact that I was able to feel like I wasn't being rushed in getting these photos. It was like if I saw a cosplayer, there was the probability of seeing them again with getting a picture was 99%. So if I missed them or they were like, oh, not right now, later, I would get them much later. So that was good. That I enjoyed. Ari, how was your Saturday?
Well, I don't know. You always sound like you have a lot more fun at these things. Because you know, if there wasn't a whole lot, if I didn't think there was a whole lot to do, I would just like retreat to the room and just like crash there for a while or whatnot. I did check out a couple panels. One of them was called, let's see, a virtual visit to real anime locations.
Cool.
Basically, it was this guy who went around Japan taking pictures of places that were taken pictures of, traced and drawn and put in actual animes and whatnot.
Okay.
And he was talking about how in this one town there was only one person there who spoke English. Their hostess, if you will. And he said that it was weird that the JR, that like the railway signs were still in English regardless, and that's because the JR line is fully bilingual.
That's good.
And he says like, yeah, you're not going to see very many signs in Japanese in Boston. And I'm just thinking to myself, dude, in America, people are calling for your head if you speak anything other than English. And second of all, have you been to Boston? There's barely any English in Boston.
Oof. Cheap shots all heard all around the world.
Yeah, when the only time to pronounce the letter R is when a word ends with A. Come on, Cuber?
Yes.
Panama?
Yes.
Anyway. But it was pretty much a guy's slideshow of him going to Japan. And I left a little bit early for that one. One of our roommates had told us about the mochi that she had bought in the dealer's room.
Right.
And I actually ended up finding it. Well, I found two different spots because I got a little confused about her directions. But nonetheless, I ended up with 4 packs of mochi that I haven't opened yet. But, saving it for something special. Strawberry, melon, orange, and a red bean one, which I'm especially excited about.
Oh, okay.
Little pricey, but worth it.
Mochi's always a good thing.
What was the other panel I went to that? The 21 Plus It's Always Sunny at AAC. Apparently, it was based on like a game show that was on one episode of It's Always Sunny, which I don't remember seeing. But like the rules were kind of strange. Like each round had a specific timer, and they'll just go around asking questions or like having physical challenges and whatnot. And the one girl on the third team who was the snail, she got designated the snail, which means they were supposed to just denigrate her and just shout negativity her way the entire time. And she was cool with it. because she knew it was an act. And there was an iron cosplayer or something like.
Mm-hmm.
What is it like the competition where they put together a costume in a certain amount of time?
Basically, iron cosplay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the third round of that was only 5 minutes.
Mm.
And they had a nice, huge box of props and whatnot. And as soon as it hit the ground and they said go, all 6 players, just dove onto it and like tore it apart and like ripped everything apart. And it was very chaotic. And during one spat, like I had said, someone had thrown around the first thing that they had nearby, which was a box of mac and cheese, and bounced off them and landed to me. And I just like, screw this, I'm taking it with me.
Gotcha.
And there were little giveaways for other small prizes and whatnot. Like a guy, like a row behind me, got a magazine which was a beginner's guide to shibari bondage.
I ran into the girl that won that later that night.
Oh, wow. Did she say anything about it?
She's basically adding it to her collection of existing knowledge, so take that however you wish.
But yeah, there was just usual meandering around the convention and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Also, the bar that they had there, Brian's, I think it was.
Yeah.
I thought that they would have like at least a partial menu, but all they had was the cafe food to serve, and it wasn't all that good.
Oh, that sucks.
See, I mean, I it's far and few. I've eaten at a hotel restaurant where the food was actually good. Like when Anime Next was in Somerset, that one time we went to Nauticons, or the bar and restaurant where AAC was in 2018. With it's far and few.
I just wanted to get the whole experience.
No, and I totally get that. All right. Now, before we get into our talking about Sunday and wrapping things up, this is the part of the show where we wave bye-bye to WildSpice because, like her, I do have to get up early in the morning, but the difference is she gets up around the time Ari gets up for work while I'm still sleeping for another 2.5 hours, so...
Lucky you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
But we will see you next week with Mako. We'll have a typical podcast, and we'll have a lot of fun. So,
all right.
So we'll see you later. We'll see you next week. And I like the hair. Is that reddish orange?
Yeah, it goes from like a dark red to like a reddish orange. It's like it was Halloweeny.
Gotcha.
It looks nice.
Thank you.
Cool. All right, WildSpice. Right. We'll see you next week.
Yep.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
And there goes WildSpice, my darling daughter, so who is not a pain in my arse. Good child. So Anywho, Sunday. Now before we get into Sunday, I will say the people coming in on Saturday, it was like a Friday afternoon at a con where you kind of see like a surge of people and then it kind of levels off. That's the best way I can describe that.
Yeah, like people didn't want the con to end. Everything was just kind of winding down.
No, I'm talking about Saturday.
Oh, Saturday.
Yeah, that's how it felt, because Saturday is like that's when it's going to get packed. A lot of people will show up, which is true, but in this case, not so much, which is understandable. And Sunday. Now, I would have to say Sunday was basically no different from my Friday, except that I only did one panel. And that was the embarrassing origins of voice actors. And this is one of those panels where you do not need to be recording. I will say basically...
Did they tell you not to record?
No, I'm telling you, when they're bringing up like embarrassing shit from their past, it is best that you do not record this, you know. So, it was hosted by Kyle McCarley and with his wife, Caitlin Galt. And they basically were just showing off photos and videos of them performing as preschoolers, kids in elementary school, teenagers, and some college stuff, and embarrassing stories behind it, and some of the dumb shit that they did, you know, which is understandable. It was a fun panel. I mean, if you're opening up some embarrassing stuff about yourself that you can laugh at, and everybody laughs with you, it's all good in the hood. And also,
I didn't go to any panels on a Sunday.
Oh, okay. And I
was just more concerned about, you know, getting everything, you know, packed and ready and whatnot.
Yeah, I totally get that. And I will say it takes a lot, you know, to come up there and kind of open up some of your embarrassing things about yourself. So I really applaud them for doing that. So I really appreciated that. Excuse me. Again, I just did more cosplay photography, and I continue to take this time, you know, to talk to people, catch up with people. There was one cosplayer I was taking pictures of over the weekend, and she said she was doing Android 18. She was the one cosplayer I totally missed. I was trying to find her, but I could not find her. But, oh well. I tried. But it was still all fun, though.
The AAC, what do you call it? Facebook page actually has the 18 stepping on Vegeta's like arm.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a nice scene.
Oh, and there are pictures of a Lady Demescu cosplayer stepping on people too, so that was kind of fun.
Oh boy, that.
What?
No, I mean it was like I don't know if you saw the picture floating around, like her, like it looks like she's on sitting down like on a phone or something, and someone like shopped a gaming headset onto her.
Oh, like, I think I have seen that.
And like one was like donation from please crush me, mommy 620 42069, or another one's like 500 bits from, please, can you fart into the microphone? And she just has the most bitter look on her face. Like I can just picture, thank you for the donation bits. You know, that kind of attitude towards them.
So, we also left about 2 o'clock, because again, we had anywhere between a 4 to 6, in this case, 5 to 7 hour drive ahead of us. First me, then Ari. So
because the traffic got really bad coming the other way.
Yeah. So let me tell you, AAC is a fun convention. It's right up there with Zenkai-Con to me. I like the camaraderie. I like how well the staff, you know, interacts with the con goers, the guests, and everything. I like the locations. I like how it has a feel of an old school convention. I like the fact that there are plenty of 18/21 plus events going on. I can't think of anything negative to say about the con. Except that
there's not much negative to say about it, because, you know, we've been away from this for almost 2 years, so
true.
You got to give it a little slack.
The only negative I could say is more or less about us, where, you know, we had to leave early. Other than that, you know, I wanted to stay a little bit longer, but given, you know, you could tell things were starting to wind down some, but at the same time I was trying to, you know, get in some more photos, but it was still fun. I
also didn't know if anyone else would be able to take you home if I said, hey, I really have to leave. I have to get up for work really early tomorrow. Yeah, and I didn't want to. I do kind of feel bad if I pulled you away from the con early.
No, it's all good, man. It's fine, you know. I'm perfectly okay with that. I kind of felt like even if I did stay longer, you know, I would have been like, let's say I would have said, let's leave at 3. I think around 2:15, 2:30, I would have been like, yeah, let's go.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it feels nice to be back into the swing of things with conventions.
Mm-hmm.
I miss this feeling.
I enjoyed it too, you know?
Mm-hmm. And we can continue the tradition of not getting to New York before nightfall.
Shh. I was hoping we'd be back in time, you know?
Yeah, I was trying to shoot for it, but I'm like, I'm not going to make it. Oh, yeah. Well.
It happens. It is what it is. So, you know, it's fine. So, like I said, overall, AAC is a great convention. If you want to do something different, you want like a change of pace, or you want to kind of experience how cons used to feel going back about 10 years, give or take, I would say definitely do AAC. But just remember, if you're coming from our neck of the woods, it is a bit of a schlep to get up there. So definitely do Thursday night. So.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, and now that we got that out the way, with 5 minutes left to spare, we're going to do Meanwhile in Japan. We got 3 articles here. We're going to do one of each, and then we're going to wrap this up. I'm telling you this right now. I got dibs on the last one.
Okay. I'll take the second one then.
All right.
So, Kyoto police are using targeted YouTube ads to warn would-be voyeurs. You know, the current taking secret photos and videos of other people is nothing new, but in Kyoto, it appears to be a particularly growing problem. According to the Kyoto Prefectural Police Safety Division, arrests for voyeur recordings are already up 25% from last year, and it's still only October. And they produced a 6-second ad with a simple but strong message: voyeurism is a crime, someone's watching, punishment will be strict, for their YouTube videos.
Mm-hmm.
It's a news report showing the ad. It only appears as an unskippable ad to certain users on YouTube, as well as other streaming services and social media platforms, targeting males over the age of 18 who have terms such as peeping and small camera in their search histories. That feels a little creepy. On both ends of the equation there. It's a bit of poetic justice that rubbed many netizens the wrong way, and opinions were mixed on whether it was good or bad, because, 2 wrongs not making a right. So they're peeping into all our search histories to stop peeping. I guess that's possible, might even works, but still don't like it. This is a terrible idea. I hope it doesn't get out of hand and they start surveilling people based on search history. Targeted ads should be illegal in the first place. No real argument there. So police are sponsoring YouTube content now. Is it possible a lot of normal people are interested in small cameras too? Like, seriously, have you not seen what GoPros do? A good use of targeted ads. I feel like our surveillance society is really coming along. Isn't it just like those FBI warnings to stop people from copying VHS tapes? How much, that doesn't stop anything. And the ads will run till the middle of November, and Katsushi Nishido with the Kyoto police said, "We want people to see the ad to keep in mind that they will be caught."
Fair enough.
So yeah, they want to keep people from peeping. But, you're getting rid of a rat by giving a gun to a bear, so who knows, who knows how this will play out? This could very, very easily be, taken as an invasion of privacy if you, especially with the small camera search history, besides the whole, what are you doing looking at my search history to begin with?
Right.
Yeah,
and I'll say this. Now, if they're running this sort of ads that you see on YouTube normally, if you have a blocker, you're not going to see them.
Yeah, I only see, unless I'm, I use Opera mostly, and I don't see any ads.
Gotcha.
All right, so what's the next one?
Now, the next one is that a man uses AI to destroy censor mosaics in Japanese adult video and gets arrested by Kyoto police.
What a charmer.
I don't know.
Or is he doing the Lord's work?
From my perverted point of view, he's doing the Lord's work. But at the same time, it is against the law to show genitals in Japanese adult videos. The only time you do see them is when the video is not being sold in Japan. So, but here's the thing, though. We can always debate and say that what he did was actually destruction, which is a crime. But according to the police, there's no question it was a crime. So what happened was, back on Monday, Kyoto Prefecture Police made their move and arrested a 43-year-old male resident of Takasago Hyogo Prefecture. And on this, they brought to an end his 9-month spree of destruction. Oof. And as Sia DeBerry says, imagine how that would have affected the video girls and video girl eye. Ooh, touche.
Ouch.
Now, if you're wanting to know what type of destruction it was, it's mosaic destruction. Have you ever watched something and something was pixelated out? That's basically what that is. Mosaic. That's what that proper is called. You can call it pixelization, but it's actually called mosaic. Now, mosaics aren't recognized as a protected species in Japan, and their lack of physical form means that destroying them doesn't qualify as vandalism, which is true. But the problem is, this man was destroying the mosaics in adult videos, and there's your problem. As I mentioned before getting into this, I'll let you know again as per the article. Despite Japan's unabashed apprehension of sexy entertainment, the showing of uncensored sexual intercourse is prohibited in adult videos. And so the performers' naughty bits have mosaic placed over them. Well, there is no shortage of unusual fetishes in Japan. Mosaics themselves aren't necessarily one of them. So most viewers would rather watch adult videos without mosaics, if only there was a way to do so. And that's what this man from Hyogo was doing. And he admitted to doing this. He had a website, and he was taking requests from users for what videos they would like to watch mosaic free, and then he would handle that. He would go through it and remove the mosaic. So while what the man did was called mosaic destruction in Japan, naked creation would actually be more of an accurate description. Now, he was using an AI machine learning program that was originally designed to enhance security camera footage or restore old or damaged film images. He was using this software to estimate and recreate what the uncensored image and video would have originally looked like, and putting that on top of the mosaic. Basically, he wasn't pulling out the mosaic, he was just overlaying it with what it would look like. Now, I have seen people do attempts at removing the mosaic. It just looks fuzzy.
Mixed results.
Yeah, it's mixed results for the most part. Now, in the eyes of the law, the difference between moving the mosaic and using the AI to create a naked overlay is essentially potato, you know? But the fact still remains that the police did arrest the man for obscene electromagnetically recorded media. He's also facing charges of copyright violation, which is understandable, since his editing was something he did just out of the love of it, and he didn't do it without permission as well. Now, it also didn't help the fact that he would post samples of the videos on his website and offered the full videos for sale. And according to the investigators, between December and August, I would say this year, he sold roughly 12,000 videos to 200 registered users, earning about 11 million yen, which translates to about $100,900. That works out to an average of 60 videos per person, priced at about 917 yen, which is $8.40 a pop. It's worth noting that the legal problems the man faces doesn't seem to include any for the actual video itself, just the acts of distribution and selling them. And had he kept the private part showing videos he created private, he probably could have avoided any trouble with the law. Ain't that something?
He got greedy.
Very. And now that we got that out the way, we are going to wrap up tonight's show and call it a night and get the heck up on out of here. So, if you like the show, tell a friend. They in turn will tell another friend, and so on and so forth. We're independent bloggers, independent podcasters. We do this for the fun of it. So if you have any questions about the show, drop us a line at podcast@animejamsession.com. Again, that is podcast@animejamsession.com. We're here to believe you. And don't forget to check out our website at animejamsession.com, where you will see you'll find on our site our weekly podcast, cosplayer tips and tricks, cosplayer reviews, links to our YouTube videos for convention coverage, links to our Facebook page for cosplay photos, anime reviews, editorials, convention reports, and all the cool stuff in between. And that's animejamsession.com. And don't forget, if you have a podcasting app on your phone, subscribe. Over 500 something episodes, going back almost 10 years. It's Anime Jam Session, and it's available on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Google Podcasts, Spotify. Basically, anywhere you download your podcasts, we are available. And what's cool is some of these apps allow you to leave a review, so we'd appreciate a little review. You know, we'd be eternally thankful for that. And don't forget to follow us on our social media. It's youtube.com/animejamsession, twitter.com/animejamsession, and facebook.com/animejamsession. Follow us on there so we know when we're going live, when we have new articles up, when we have cosplay photos up, and videos, and so much more. And don't forget to show your support with bits. You can cheer us on with some bits, which we really appreciate. There's a link below to our Ko-Fi, to our Streamlabs donation page. Everything, we really appreciate that. Every little bit counts. So now we're gonna go around the room for last words. So in this case, I'm gonna throw it over to Ari. Last words.
It feels so good to be back doing conventions again.
My last words is, I think I'm going to have some ice cream and then go to bed. Well, that is it. End of list. We'll be back next week. Ichigo is still out. She should be back hopefully before the holidays. Next week, Mako will be back. WildSpice will be joining us. It'll be fun. So come back, come through, come hang out. We really appreciate that. So until then, we are going to get up on out of here. So I'm Ranma.
And I'm Ari.
Great fight, great night. See you next week.
Good night, everybody.
And I'll say, good night, Ranma. That's it. Write this down that I did the good night part. Do your drinks, all that good stuff. We're out of here. See you all next week.
This podcast has been a production of Anime Jam Session and AJS Productions. No fanboys and fangirls were hurt, maimed, shot, electrocuted, or pistol whipped in this episode. For now. The views, opinions, and thoughts expressed on the show do not reflect the staff or the network as a whole. But we're still right, damn it! For transcripts of this episode, start typing. Check us out at animejamsession.com and vognetwork.com for more information about us and other programming. Jamatane!